Hi, it's Tyler and welcome back to After the Run. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how you can be a little more comfortable when you're exercising. Now, if you're new to the channel, there's not much to tell about me. I'm in the middle of my weight loss journey. I've lost about 80 pounds. I've got probably another 30 or 40 to go. I was up to 300 pounds and not very happy with where things were in my life, so I decided to make a change. And I'm making these videos now to share my journey with you and also to help keep myself motivated to make it the rest of the way. So that's what we're doing. This week I'm just going to talk about how to be comfortable when exercising. I want to talk about this because when I got to 300 pounds, part of the problem was that I didn't want to exercise because it was so painful. I didn't like to be tired and sweaty and sore and things like that. Plus it took a lot of time and money and other things. And so that's a big reason that my weight kept going up and up and up and up. But once I found a few little tricks that helped it so it was a little more comfortable, then I found that I really started to like exercise, and then it was easy to do more and more. And so even though I'm still incredibly busy with my 4 amazing kids and my full-time job as a teacher and my side businesses and the other things I have going on in my life, I've been able to make time for exercise as much as like 10 hours a week. And so I don't expect you to do that much, especially not in the beginning. But here are 5 strategies that I use to be able to work up to where I am now, and I'm excited to see where things go moving forward. Alright, so strategy number 1, find something you like, okay? Now that might seem like common sense, but the truth is, part of the reason I didn't do much exercise before is because I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun. Now, there were things that were fun, like I love to downhill ski, but it costs a ton of money, so I don't do it very often. Plus it takes time and traveling and things like that. I love ultimate frisbee, but I'm a 40-year-old dude and there's not a lot of groups around playing ultimate frisbee with 40-year-old dudes. So that's a little tricky for me. When I was a kid, I hated running. In cross country, I saw a t-shirt, this is brilliant, it says, "Our sport is your sport's punishment." And I totally felt that way, that running was just a way of making people feel pain. And why would I want to feel pain if I don't have to? And so I didn't like running right away. But what I did is I kept trying different things to find what I did like. I actually love most sports, and so it's finding the right opportunity to play. And I did find things. As a professor, I would play intramurals with my students. It's kind of weird having the professor do it, but they liked it and I liked it. It worked out okay. I don't think I was like a creepy guy or anything. I was just a guy playing ultimate frisbee with the students. Now as an elementary school teacher, I go out and play during recess. I play soccer with my students. I play basketball. Whatever they're doing, I try to get involved. So it's finding those little opportunities. I found that I could play neighborhood basketball or with people from my church and stuff like that. I hate going to the gyms. I actually still hate going to the gym, and so I would try it every once in a while because tastes change, right? Just like when I was a kid, I hated split pea soup, but now I like split pea soup. I used to hate going to the gym. I still hate going to the gym, but I used to hate running. Now I love running. So as time goes on, you might find that your preferences change. So try something new, and keep trying different things until you find something that you like. Now, lucky for me, I found running, and I love running. It's a chance to be off by myself, to listen to books on tape or to podcasts. I like feeling the burn, you know. I like being able to set goals and accomplishing those goals. This weekend I did a 20-miler. It felt great, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But just find the thing that you like. So that's strategy number 1. Strategy number 2 is find a time when you can do the thing that you like. And that can be a real challenge. As I mentioned, I'm a busy guy, and so it's hard to find the right time to do things. But you can be strategic. Last week in my video I talked about time management strategies and how to find time for exercise, so you can go back and watch that and get some ideas from that. But here's a few tips on how to find the right time. Just like the first strategy, find something you like, you're going to have to try different things. I always thought that running at night was the worst. I hate running at night. But I work, and it's really hard to, I leave to work at 5 in the morning. So if I want to run in the morning, I'm going to be running at 3:30 and having to shower and do things like that. And so I'm going to be running in the dark. So it's just not worth it. So right now, because I love running and that's my exercise of choice, I run at night. Actually, I don't run at night. A few days a week, I try to get home a little earlier and I go running before dinner. So I'm running around 5 to 6 o'clock at night a couple times a week. That never occurred to me in 20 years of running that, oh, I could come home and run before dinner. I just never tried it before, but I'm doing it now 2 or 3 times a week, and I love it. It works out really great for me, and it's a good way to get a little bit of running in. On the weekends, I still love running in the morning the most. So on Saturday, I wake up at 4 o'clock and I get a long run in, and I get home around the time my kids are eating breakfast, and so that works out really good for me. But you're going to have to play around with different times and see what works for you, and that's what it comes down to. So that's strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 is use the right fuel, right? And I hate when people talk about food as fuel, because I love food and I don't like thinking about it like gasoline to put in a car or something formulaic where you can't enjoy it. I love food and I want to eat really good food. But I have found that certain foods make me feel good, especially when I exercise, and other foods make it really difficult to exercise. Not only is it the foods that you put in, but when you put them in relation to your exercise. And so I've got a few ideas to help you with that as well. One is, and this is perhaps the biggest thing, if you want your body to function properly so that when you exercise you feel good, drink a lot of water. Drink water before you exercise, drink water while you exercise, drink water after you exercise, and then throughout the day. If you still stay well hydrated, it's going to make a big difference in your workouts. And it's going to make your body work more efficiently. So that's a really good idea. Now, exercising, there's a debate going on. Should you exercise on an empty stomach, or should you eat like 1 or 2 hours before you exercise, or 30 minutes before you exercise? You might have to play around with that, and I am a research scientist, but I haven't done a lot of research in this area. What I have found, though, through my own experience is I like to exercise on an empty stomach. I found that I burn more calories that way. I feel good. I used to think for years that if I went running before I ate, that I wouldn't have enough energy to get through the run, and so I always had a big breakfast before I ran. But honestly, that just makes it harder for me to run. If I'm running on a full stomach, it's just really hard to run. And so I've started, especially on my morning runs, going in a fasting state, and I feel great, and I have plenty of energy. Sometimes, it depends on what I ate the night before, and certain meals are going to make me feel better when I run. But I like to run on an empty stomach. Now, what you put in your body determines how your body works, right? And so loading up on vegetables, especially those that are high in fiber, they're going to make your body function better. They're going to help you get the right vitamins and minerals. So veggies are a good thing. But again, find the ones you like. There are a lot of vegetables I hate, so I don't eat them. But I found other ones that I do like, and I load up on those when I can. Don't eat a ton of sugar, added sugar, and processed foods and things like that, greasy stuff. It's going to make it harder to exercise. So if you're getting ready for a workout, don't go after you've eaten all those things. It's just not going to work as well for you. Now, don't use that as an excuse either. If you've eaten junk and you still need to get a workout in, do it. It's just not going to be as comfortable, okay? And we want you to be comfortable. That's why I'm making this video. So, you're going to have to play around with different things. There are ways to make it better. So this weekend I took my wife out on a date. We went to Chili's. And in the past, when I've done that, I've gotten an appetizer and an entree and downed it, maybe a dessert and some lemonade or something to drink with it. That can be, I'm not a calorie counter, but that can be like 4,000 calories for a meal. And obviously you're not going to feel very good exercising after that. But when I went out this weekend, I drank water. I split an appetizer and an entree with my wife. I still ate too much. I probably could have just split the appetizer and been full. But that's progress for me. You know, a year ago when I was 300 pounds, I'd eat all that myself, and then I wouldn't feel good the next morning and I wouldn't go running. This year, I split an appetizer and split an entree. It was still probably like 1,500 calories. It was a big meal, but I ran 20 miles the next morning and felt great. And so you can do it. You just have to be strategic in how much you put into your body and what you're putting in. So that's number 3, is get the right kind of fuel. Number 4 is get the right kind of gear and clothing. You're going to be more comfortable exercising if you're wearing things that are comfortable and preventing injury and things like that. So as a runner, there's some essentials, right? I need a good pair of running shoes. And running shoes can be expensive. The shoes that I wear retail at $130, but I never pay $130. I shop around, I get them online, I pay about $50 for most of my running shoes. And they're going to last me for a good 500 miles or so. And so you can shop around and do that. Most of my clothes that I wear running, my shirts and my tights and my shorts, my compression shorts, my beanies, most of those things I get at a thrift store. Honestly, I was thinking about that this weekend as I went running. I had tights, compression shorts, normal shorts, a base layer spandexy shirt, a normal running shirt, a headband and a beanie. It was 0 degrees. I had frost all over my beard. A headlamp, headphones, a fitness tracker, and for all those things put together, minus the compression shorts and their shoes, but for everything else, less than $100. And I can use those things throughout the week multiple times, so it doesn't have to be expensive. Now, if you're going to be a hockey player, to get outfitted for everything in hockey, it can run you over $1,000. But you can also just get started with a pair of skates and a stick, right? And you can get that at a secondhand store for under $50. So start with, start small. Get things used if you need to, or find deals. This last weekend I needed a new dumbbell because I just had one set of dumbbells. Like I said, I don't really love lifting weights. That's coming for me. But I went to Walmart this weekend and I bought one dumbbell, a 30-pounder, and it ran me $22. And that, for me, that's a big expense. But I can start a little at a time and start building up my equipment. So get the right kind of gear. And that's going to go a long ways. Strategy number 5 is focus on what you can control, okay? The truth is, sometimes exercise isn't going to be comfortable and it's not going to be perfect. I have a condition called peripheral neuropathy, which means I have pain in my feet almost all the time. And when I exercise, after I've gone for about an hour or so, my feet really start to hurt. It feels like pins. It starts with little pin pricks under my feet, and then if I keep going on it, it feels like nails. And it's really, really painful. Like, that's one of the good things about exercising, running out in the country versus going to the gym, is I can yell as loud as I want. And those cows don't care, okay? But I can't control that. I've been to a bunch of doctors. I'm going to a neurologist next week. And I can take their advice, and I can work with my chiropractor and physical therapist, and I can try to do things to improve the situation. I can take pain medication and stuff like that. But I can't control everything. And so what I can control is my attitude. I can control whether or not I just quit or if I muddle through it. And sometimes I just run in pain. Sometimes for several hours I run in pain. And that's something that I can control. There are other things I control. When I started running, I had bloody nipples all the time. That's the worst when you're morbidly obese and you try to do something right and your body chafes in all the wrong places and your skin starts cutting and ripping open. It's horrible. But you can buy, I just got Vaseline for $1 at the dollar store, but you can get that Body Glide stuff and put that into the place where you're rubbing together. You can get those little circular Band-Aids to put on your nipples to prevent chafing there, and that's going to cost you about $1 or $2, So there's a lot of stuff that you can buy that's going to make it more comfortable for you. And that's something that you can control. You can control the food that you put into your mouth. You can control what you wear. And most importantly, you can control your attitude. You can visualize the end. You can control who you hang out with and what kind of motivation you have in your life, how you're spending your leisure time, whether or not you're watching YouTube videos to get motivated, or if you're just binging all the time on other things. Nothing against binging. I love Netflix. But you can control what you're doing, right? And whether or not you're motivated to exercise. So those are my 5 tips. I hope they're helpful for you. Also, I'm looking at the camera today and it's straight on at me. This is a little different from my other videos. I'm new to YouTube. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to do my best. If you like it with the straight on, in the other ones I'm to the side because I put other stuff up to give you some visuals and stuff. It's called B-roll, I think. And I'll probably try to put a little bit of B-roll on this video. Maybe I'll just upload it. I don't know. But I'm trying different things out. If something looks good or doesn't, let me know in the comment section. Also, at the end of each episode, I like to give you a challenge. It's really easy for me to do because I just taught you about something, and so I want you to try that out. Today, I gave you 5 different strategies for how to be more comfortable with your exercise. Pick one and do it, and I'd love to hear about how it goes, so you can put that in the comment section below and let me know how it goes. Finally, I have a blog with a community. It's called aftertherun.com, and for this episode, this is episode 7, so it's just aftertherun.com/7. So if you want to get involved with the community there, you can go make a comment on the blog and let us know about your experience. Certainly if you have ideas for how to make exercise more comfortable, I'd love to hear about it. So head on over to the website and drop me a comment there. Alright, I hope this was helpful for you. Talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.